Today, we start with the previous concept, that is arrays. I told you array is nothing but collection of similar data elements stored. And then we have a single dimensional or one dimensional array, two dimensional arrays, and multi-dimensional arrays. We have seen some programs related with how to read and print the arrays, how to find the average marks, number of positive numbers and number of negative numbers, and then number of even numbers, number of odd numbers, and sum of odd numbers, sum of negative numbers, positive numbers, and so forth. Now, we start with the next concept. We have an array. First, I will give you the question. We have an array. That array consists of, for example, 6 elements. 6 elements is nothing but a of 0 to a of 5. A of 0 to a of 5. Here LA elements are, for example, 2, 1, 2, 7, 4, and 2. These are array elements. What I want to do is, this is an array, that is, you may declare a of 10, you may take up to 10 numbers, okay? And you may take the range value called n. How many elements do you want to enter? And for loop, we require I value. And I want to find the number of occurrences of a given element. For example, if the given element is equal to 2, if the given element is equal to 2 repeated 3 times, my output will be 2 repeated or occurred, repeated 2 times. It need to be printed. For that, for counting, we require an element called count. Its initial value is equal to 0. Count is equal to 0. So what is 2? Or 2 is repeated 3 times, right? What is 2? This is known as element. In the final printf statement, here, this is called as a count. Initially, count is equal to 0. Whenever occurrences of 2, count will be incremented by 1, that is equal to 1. Whenever next 2 occurs, this count value will be incremented by 1 again, count is equal to 2. Whenever count occurs, its value will be incremented by 1, that is equal to 3. Totally, given number, what you call 2, repeated 3 times. That is our program. Let us start. See, in this case, we are going to start with, I told you, void main integer a of 10 n I, and you need to find the element, and for the purpose of number of occurrences, count is equal to 0. Printf, enter the size of array. You have to read it. How many elements do you want to enter? %d ampersand n. Printf, %d elements double quotes end comma n. If the given n value is equal to 7, our output will be printf \n for creating a new line. Enter %d elements. What is %d? N. If the given n value is equal to 5, it shows enter 5 elements. Otherwise, you may write enter the elements. But if you want to write better programming, that need to be included clearly. Enter 5 elements. How to read? For loop. For I is equal to 0, I is less than n. For example, if the given question is, write a C program to find number of occurrences of a given number within 5 elements. So there is no need to read n value and compare n value. You may directly write 5. I value need to be incremented I plus plus. How to read it? It is by using scanf. Scanf percentage D ampersand how A of I. This is the common practice we are doing from the starting of arrays. Now, again, we need to find which element do you want to find? So here I'm asking, after reading array, I'm asking printf, enter the element to find. Enter the element to search. Your wish. Enter the element to search. You have to read it. How? Scanf. Listen. First percentage D in the case of scanf is for range of elements. Second scanf function is for reading array. Third scanf function is used for reading given element. What you call, whatever the element you entered, we are going to search for that element and finding number of occurrences of that number, isn't it? Yes. Now here, I'm taking for loop. For I is equal to 0, I is less than n, I plus plus. How to find if where all of our elements exist? A of I. What is A of I? Initially A of 0. Is it A of I is equal to element? What is A of I? A of 0. A of I is equal to element. We are going to increment the value of count by 1. How to increment the value of count? Count plus plus. This loop will be repeated. Finally, we are going to printf backslash n percentage D repeated or occurred percentage D times. I told you just now, what is percentage D? Element. How many times it is repeated? Count. That's it. Gets equal. Let us go through one example. For example, we have an array that is 2, 4, 3, 2, 6, 2. What are the index values? A of 0, A of 1, A of 2, A of 3, A of 4, and A of 5. Let us start. Enter the size of array. What is that? The size is 6. Enter 6 elements because this is n value. For I is equal to 0, I is less than 6. Scanf A of 0. What is A of 0? 2. I value will be incremented. A of 1, 4. Again, I value will be incremented. A of 2, 3. I value will be incremented. I value will be incremented. 5. I value is equal to 5. 5 plus plus 6. Is it 6 is less than 6? No. Then comes out of the loop. Now, enter element to search. For example, here I am giving the element to be searched is 2. I want to search for element number 2 and I want to find number of occurrences of that number, isn't it? Okay, 2. Now start with I is equal to 0. 0 is less than 6. Yes. What is A of 0? This is 2. Is it 2 is equal to what is element? 2. Listen, this is 2. Is it 2 is equal to 2? Yes. Count will be incremented by 1. What is count initially? 0. 0 plus 1 is equal to 1. I value will be incremented. 0 plus 1, 1. Is it 1 is less than 5? Yes. 1 is less than 6? Yes. A of 1. What is A of 1? 4. Is it 4 is equal to what? 2. No. Count may not be incremented. I will be incremented. 1 plus 1, 2. 2 is less than 6? Yes. What is A of 2? 3. Is it 3 is equal to 2? No. Count will not be incremented. Again, I value will be incremented. I is equal to 2 plus 1, 3. 3 is less than 6? Yes. What is A of 3? 2. Is it 2 is equal to 2? Yes. Count will be incremented by 1. Already, what is the value of count? 1. 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. Again, I is equal to 3 plus 1, 4. Is it 4 is less than 6? Yes. What is A of 4? 6. 6 is equal to 2? No. Count will not be incremented. I will be incremented again. 4 plus 1, 5. Is it 5 is less than 6? Yes. What is A of 5? 2. Is it 2 is equal to 2? Yes. Then what happens? Count will be incremented by 1. So 2 plus 1, 3. So here percentage D. What is percentage D? Element. What is the given element? 2. Repeated. How many times? How do you find? How many times? Count. What is the value of count? 3. 2. Repeated 3 times. This is our program. This is the logic and the total program. Let us go through program execution. Let us go through the program execution. See, we are writing the programs through online compiler, isn't it? Or you may work it on Turbo C for your convenience. So here I am writing integer. I am taking an array A of 10 and then for loop I, number of elements n, and you want to find an element ELE, or you may take any number. And for counting of number of occurrences, I'm taking count. Its value should be equivalent to 0, remember. So here I'm asking printf \n, how many elements do you want to enter? How many elements you want? Or you may ask, enter the number of elements or enter the range, anything. Scanf %d %n. Here printf \n, enter %d elements. What is %d? N. Got it? Now, if you want to read an array elements, it is not possible through a single component. You have to use a for loop because array means collection of elements. For I is equal to 0, I is less than n, I value will be incremented by 1. How to read it? Scanf %d ampersand a of I. If it is a normal integer variable, you may use a. But it is a array. That's why A of I. What is A of I? A of 0, A of 1, A of 2, etc. Right. Now, I am taking another printf statement, \n. Enter the element to be searched. Enter the element to be searched. You have to read it. What is our main motive of program? After reading array elements, we have to read a user required element and need to count number of times that element was repeated. That's it. Yes, next. For loop, for I is equal to, if you want to handle any array, first you require for loop. For I is equal to 0, I is less than n I plus plus. I am verifying if where elements exist, A of I. What is A of I initially? A of 0. Is it A of I? A of 0 is equal to element, which means that element found. Then what happens? Count need to be incremented. Count value will be incremented by 1. Yes. Otherwise, count may not be incremented. Simply, the program loop will be closed. After completion of this loop, at the end, I'm going to print \n %d repeated or occurred %d times. What is percentage D? Given element. How many times? Where we have that variable? In count. That's it. So this is the program for finding how many elements do you want to enter? 6. Enter the 6 elements 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 2, 5, 2. Totally we have 6 elements. What is that? 1, 2, 4, 2, 5, 2. This is an array. A of 0, A of 1, A of 2, A of 3, A of 4, A of 5. That's it. So I want to find what is the next. If I write enter here, if I press enter here, enter element to be searched. I want to search for 2. Yes. 2 repeated 3 times. Got it? Is it clear? 2 repeated 3 times. This is the same program. This is also called as linear search. If you want to search for an element, whenever element is found, you may printf an element found. You may use break. What is break? That comes out of that loop. The same extension to that program is number of occurrences of a given element. Once again, I am executing. How many elements do you want to enter? 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. For example, I want to search for an element, what you call 4. 4 repeated only one time. Because in the entire array, we have 4 occurred only once. This is the program for finding number of occurrences of a given element. Okay. Now move on to the next concept. See, I usually used to give you the basic logic, program, and then execution, tracing. Tracing is very, very important for you. If you follow the tracing, then only you are able to understand or write any kind of new program, irrespective of language. If I usually use a program directly writing the program in the case of Aider itself and ask you to write down, that is not a language. That is not the correct way of language learning. You have to learn the taste of programming. So language is not important, logic is very important, isn't it? Yes. Next, move on to the next concept, double dimensional arrays, also called as two-dimensional arrays. Very important. Two-dimensional arrays. I told you, in the case of one-dimensional array, we have only one subscript. In the case of two-dimensional, we have two subscripts, integer a of 2 and 2, number of rows and number of columns. Number of rows, number of columns. In the case of a one-dimensional array, we have only one variable, what you call I, because we have only this particular part. Whenever second part is added, you need to take another variable, that is j. I will tell you. Whenever you declare this variable, what happens in the memory? Here, A of memory locations will look like this. A of 0, 0, A of 0, 1, A of 1, 0, and A of 1, 1. This is the memory allocation. This is the memory allocation. In the case of computer memory, 4 blocks will be created. 4 blocks will be created. For example, what is A of 0, 0? For example, its value is 2, it's 7, it is 6, and it is 5. For example, it is like a matrix representation. If you have a matrix 2, 7, 6, 5. This is 0 column, 0 row, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. Like this, here we are added with a variable, integer variable a of 2, 2. If you write a of 3, 3, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 2, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 0, 2, 1, 2, 2. In the same way, array will be repeated. So my intention is to read and print a 2 by 2 matrix. My intention is to read and print a 2 by 2 matrix. How? Listen. What kind of differences you require? Integer. If it is a 2 by 2, I need to write an array declaration called a 2 by 2. For every index, we require two variables, I and j. See, in the case of a single dimension, we have a of 5, only I. Now we have a of 2, 2, which means that 2 by 2. Here I am directly asking, there is no need to read number of columns and number of rows. We will do that later. Printf, enter a 2 by 2 matrix. You may directly write a component, what you call enter 2 by 2 matrix. How to read? It is not a single variable to read. What to do? We have to use a for loop. For I is equal to 0, I is less than what? Only 2. For example, if you mention a of 10, 10, then you may take enter how many rows and columns you want, m, n. You may write a is equal to 0, I is less than m, or something like this. I value need to be incremented, I plus plus. And you require 2 by 2 or double dimension array, we require another for loop, j is equal to 0, j is less than 2, and j plus plus. I told you, if you have more than one statement to execute, then only that should be enclosed in braces. Percentage D, a of I. In the case of single dimension, we have a of I. Now, a of ij. Let us go through one tracing example. Printf enter 2 by 2 matrix. What is I value? Clearly observe, very important. If you follow this, then only you are able to understand next programs. What is this? I is equal to 0. What is I? 0. 0 is less than 2. Yes. Then comes to inner loop. What is j? 0. 0 is less than 2. Yes. What happens? What is the reading? A of 0. What is j? 0. For example, we have an element 5. The value of that element is 5. Then what happens? J will be incremented. What is j? 0. 0 plus 1, 1. Is it 1 is less than 2? Yes. What is I? 0. What is j now? 1. So, a of 0, 1. For example, it is 6. Your wish, you may take anything. Then j will be incremented. What? 1 plus 1, 2. Is it 2 is less than 2? No. Then we go for outer loop. What is I initially? 0. Now what is 0 plus 1? 1. Is it 1 is less than 2? Yes. Now again, what is j? 0. See, I is equal to 0. Then we may verify the condition. Then j is equal to 0. Again, j will be tested for 1, 0. Now again, I will be incremented. When you comes to the inner loop, automatically j value will be 0. 0 is less than 2. Yes. What happens? A of what is I? 1. What is j? 0. For example, 3. Next, j value will be incremented. 1. 1. 0 plus 1, 1. So 1 is less than 2. Yes. A of 0 plus 1, 1. 1. A of 1, 1. for example, 2. J is equal to 2. Is it 2 is less than 2? No. Again, what is I value? 1. 1 plus 1, 2. Is it 2 is less than 2? No. We are going to print. So if you want to print, again, we require for I is equal to 0, I is less than 2, I plus plus. I told you in the case of single dimensional, we require only one loop, whereas in the case of two dimensional, we require two. If I write printf percentage d, what to be printed? A of I and j. If it is a single dimension array, we are going to print only A of I. But it includes, even though program produces correct result, we require some other clarification. I will tell you only during execution. Let us go through the next one. How to read a 2 by 2 matrix. How to read a 2 by 2 matrix. You have to execute this program immediately. Then only you are able to understand the next concept. Otherwise, difficult. So how to declare integer a of 2, 2. You may take of 3, 3. Your wish. I, comma, j. I told you why I am taking I and j. Printf \n, enter 2 by 2, 2 cross 2. For your easy understanding, I am writing that. Any 2 by 2 matrix. I am taking for loop. What is I? I is equal to 0. I is less than 2. I plus plus. Then for loop, j is equal to 0. J is less than 2. And j value need to be incremented in the terms of j plus plus. How to read it? I told you we have a scanf statement. In the case of scanf statement, scanf percentage d, what to do? A of I and j. I told you if it is a single dimension array, we require only A of I. Now I want to print it. Print it \n given 2 by 2 matrix is \n. Isn't it? Again, what we require? For loop. For I is equal to 0, I is less than 2, I plus plus. For j is equal to 0, j is less than 2, j plus plus. What to print? Printf percentage d, A of I and j. That's it. But this program contains some other modification. See this. Enter 2 by 2 matrix. Here I am entering 1, 2, 3, 4. Given matrix is, you can get everything in the terms of 1. See, here I am writing percentage 3D. I told you in the third position, our number will be printed. Enter 2 by 2 matrix 1, 2, 3, 4 or 3, 5. Enter any matrix. I will execute again. Once again, enter 2 by 2 matrix 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 5. The given matrix is 2 by 2 matrix is 1, 2, 3, 5. You are getting all the values, but that is not in matrix format. So how to find or how to get the matrix value? See, I will give you one point. Whenever we are printing is performed, whenever I is equal to 0, see this, whenever I is equal to 0, j will be repeated twice. Okay, I is equal to 0. Okay, then j is equal to 0, then j is equal to 1. Whenever j is equal to 2, then only we comes to I. I is equal to 1. Again, we are going to test 0 and 1 for j. That's why 0, 0 and 0, 1. 1, 0 and 1, 1. Yes, this is the case with the test. What I'm doing is, I'm going to use this parenthesis or braces. whenever J value is completed twice, whenever I is entered into the inner loop, J completed, I am going to write a backslash n. What is backslash n? New line will be created. See this. Only you can understand only in the case of execution. What I'm doing is printf. Yes, here I'm taking for loop. Yes. After execution of J once, whenever I is equal to 0, whenever I is equal to 0, what I'm doing is J is equal to 0. Again, J is equal to 1. 2 times J value need to be repeated. That's why I'm writing backslash n. Enter 2 by 2 matrix 1, 4, 3, 6. The given matrix is it clear? The given matrix is 1, 4, 2, 6. That means in the previous case, if I remove this, you may not get the matrix format 3, 6, 4, 7. Once again, I'm executing it. 2, 7, 6, 3, 6. The given matrix is 2, 7, 3, 6. First row is completed. You have to use next. That's why I'm writing here printf backslash n. I told you this is only for printing in a matrix format, not for any other. I want to print the matrix format. The given matrix is series 3, 6, 5 and 3, 6. I want to execute it for what? 2 by 2 matrix. This is the way